Hello there, Sophie here. Now, I have been binge watching new Netflix show Sweet Tooth, along with lots of others, it would appear. It's currently number one on the streaming channel right now. And go with me on this one. It is sci-fi, it's post-apocalypse, and it's fantasy. Now, normally, I wouldn't say that's definitely my bag, but this is an absolute winner. It follows a boy who's half human and half deer. Yes, it does sound a bit bonkers, but it is good. Right now, via video conferencing, I'm joined by two of its lead actors, Adeel Akhtar and Neil Sandilands. Adeel and Neil, good afternoon, guys. It's really good to see you. Look, firstly, let's kick off with you, Adeel. It is great to see a Brit doing well in a huge show. Proud of you, man.
Thank
Did
you.
You get a feel when you signed up to this one? There's so much behind it. We've got Team Downey, we've got DC Vertigo Comics. Did you get the instant vibe this was going to be a biggie?
Yeah, I didn't, not so much that it was going to be a biggie, but just definitely that it was something that I didn't have a frame of reference for, in the sense that it's not every day that you're sort of acting opposite a little deer boy with animatronic ears, and you think to yourself, this is something special, and that's sort of my overriding sort of feeling towards it, that it was something new.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I sometimes, maybe with the whole Marvel world, my son's a teenager. He loves all this. As soon as I see DC Comics, I think, oh no, is it for a 48-year-old woman? But this one just works because it stands alone, isn't it? You don't need previous knowledge of the whole empire of things. It's actually its own beautiful standalone piece.
Yeah, I think so. I think like it's got a sort of definite arc to it. There's nothing that it's sort of referencing. It's just a very original piece and something of itself. I agree. Definitely.
I'm a huge fan. I'm now here we go. I'm 3 episodes in, so I'm sitting there watching. I'm going to be interviewing Neil. What's happening? And suddenly, end of episode 3, in you stomp, making this fabulous entry as General Abbott. First question. It's got to be, did the hair come off, Neil? Did you do it?
Yes, absolutely. Everything there is, my hair was in fact shaven for that. And all the facial hair, I'm happy to say, is my own. Yeah.
Oh,
so that was kind of like a look that was brought about by, I guess, the worldwide pandemic. And then when I arrived in New Zealand, they took one look at it and went like, we're going with that. Yeah.
So you were doing the lockdown hair before the rest of the world, really? You worked the buzz cut yourself, had you, beforehand?
Well, I just let the beard go. I mean, I had a little bit of hair going in, but I thought it would make for a very interesting look, you know, the shaven head and the beard. And I think it worked rather well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'd like to remark on your previous question, which I thought was really interesting, and I'd like to concur with Adeel. When I read the script, I think it was the strength of the script that led me to believe, okay, this is unusual. And then, obviously, as you've pointed out, I'm not in episode 1, but they sent me the pilot episode. And it was one of those few instances in my career where I imagined something straight off the page, off the script, and then I saw the actual artifact that they created in the pilot episode. And not only was it everything that I had imagined it to be, it even surpassed that. And I think that was the moment that I knew for myself that this is something really special.
Yeah, it's just a winner, isn't it? And what I'm loving is I watched it with my teenage daughter last night, my husband, and we're all into it. You know, that's great. That's what you want, isn't it? That's the holy grail.
I agree. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, just to back up what you're saying. Yeah, just so you can all get together and watch it all together, and it works on all those levels. Yeah,
tremendous feedback from old, young. I even wrote something about it, like surfer dudes, skateboard dudes. Nobody feels alienated by it. They pretty much hit all the demographic.
Yeah, I just think it's going to work on so many levels. And that's what we're saying to the audience today is no matter who you are, then Sweet Tooth has got something in for you, because I think it's so unusual that you can't pigeonhole it. You know, everybody likes to say post-apocalyptic or sci-fi, but it's a lovely story as well between Gus and Jeb, the whole relationship between a giant and a tiny boy. I loved it. You Adeel, you're playing Dr. Aditya Singh in this, and that you're not exactly Chris Whitty, but you have got the job of kind of keeping this vaccine going that's going to keep people alive post this horrific virus that's gone round. That's really touching, and I love your relationship with your wife in that. It's really real.
Yeah.
A fun part.
Yeah, it really is. And it's sort of, as I'm talking about it more and having more of these interviews, it sort of feels like each character's objective is very sort of clear to them. Gus needs to find his mum, and Jep sort of finds this sort of love for Gus, and sort of feels that sort of hole where he doesn't have a child in him. But with Dr. Singh's sort of objective, it's sort of kind of complicated, and because for the betterment of humanity, he has to face up to some really difficult questions. And yeah, it's excellent to play, but then really hard to sort of pick apart and try and give like really quick, succinct, short fire sort of answers to. But yeah, he's got a problem in front of him, definitely.
The one standout point and final question for me is that we as a family just love the hybrid babies. I mean, what's not to love? I mean, we all need one of those in our life. So Adeel, to you first, if you were going to go for a hybrid baby to adopt into your family, which one would you go for, do you think?
I would go for the orangutan, I think. The orangutan hybrid baby.
It was super cute.
And that was a very quick response to that question, but I thought that's a no-brainer for me, yeah.
And Neil, which one are you going to adopt?
Obviously, I'm not going to side with any of that. I hate the little mongrels, but being if I had to answer as Neil, I would go the South African honey badger.
Oh, nice. Keeping a bit of patriotism in there, Neil.
Yeah.
Creature.
We like it. Well, look, I just really enjoy the show. To anybody listening, please watch Sweet Tooth. Neil, Adeel, you are fantastic in it. And fingers crossed for the next season. #1 in the UK right now. It's got to be a good sign.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having us, Sophie.